started.
Oh, Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean from the Netherlands. Cool. Okay, Mr. Bean, let's try E4. An E4 opening. Okay, French defense. Let's see if he wants the classical or the 1 hour. Classical. I've been playing the Steinitz variation recently, so let's check it out. So the idea is just to build up the center. You follow up with knight f3, bishop e3, and black normally, plays c5 right away to undermine the center, and knight to c6, and then there's number moves he can play. There's one line that goes queen b6, which is kind of exciting because it involves a piece sack if you play the main line there, but you don't have to sack a piece if you don't want to. But it's queen b6, knight to queen b6, knight a4, queen a5 check, c3, and then it goes on from there. It's a interesting line. Okay, but he played something else, bishop e7. So what have we got? I'm a little undecided where to put my light squared bishop. Can always think about taking this pawn. Pawn takes, knight or bishop takes. Now, putting the bishop outside the pawn chain all the way to here is probably not a good idea, because what I do if he kicks it, I just go back. Okay, so let's just play simple bishop e2 and castle and see what he does. I want to keep the bishop on this diagonal if I can, so that when I castle, my king is not immediately harassed with checks. And I think now queen b6 may not be such a good idea. Although I can't say for sure. I can't do a discovery on the queen immediately because the bishop is hanging, unless it turns out that knight to f5 is a good move. So queen b6, knight f5, queen takes, and this knight is hanging, and the knight can take here with check, but then it'll be hanging, so probably wouldn't have worked anyway. Might have had to play something like well, just queen to d2 would sack a pawn, but maybe that's good. But he never played queen b6, so that was all just hypothetical. So let's see. What's a good plan for black here? Probably, knight b6 to this square is a good idea, maybe. Knight to c4. The other square, if you can get to it, is interesting, is this square on e4, supported by the pawn. So you'd have to go to somewhere else. You would have had to go to, so instead of going to b6, you could have tried knight c5 to, knight c5 to e4 might have been more direct. So I think, though, let's see, I'll just play b3 and stop his knight from coming into those squares. And maybe king h1, queen d2, and f5 maybe is an idea. Okay, he spotted a weakness. That knight is undefended. Now if I just defend it with a queen, Can he increase the pressure on it in some way? I don't see it, not right away. So queen here. If he moves the knight out of the way so as to threaten queen. Queen d2, knight somewhere. Then I could play a6 immediately, a3 immediately, hitting the bishop and forcing something to happen. So I think I'm okay. I'm going to play a3 probably anyway. Chase that chase that bishop away. After a3, he can't go back to a5 there. Because it'll be trapped by the move b4. Unless there's an idea of sacking. Now I can go back. Okay, these knight moves here. Knight to c5 is again in the cards. So if I put a pawn here, it breaks the pin and also controls the c5 square, which is a good thing, I think. Now I just want to get my king off of this diagonal. Is he threatening any sacks or anything? And do I have something better? He's got a lot of pressure on the e-pawn, so I don't know if I can ever really get in this move f4. So, yeah, let's just start by getting the king off the diagonal. Then we can think about what our plan is. This knight seems well posted, but maybe I want to trade it off. Or maybe I want to move the other knight. I have an idea of knight to b5 to d6 rather. Knight b5, d6 is maybe a plan here for me. Okay, he's going to undermine my b pawn. I think, what's he going to play after knight b5? Is he going to try and defend the d6 square, or is he going to let me sink a knight there? Oh, let's leave that knight there and move this one. So the queen is defending the b pawn here. Okay, so he immediately decided to defend the square with the bishop. So now if I put the knight there and he takes and I take, this pawn probably becomes weak. I could just exchange off this knight, this bishop. This is a a good bishop usually for a good bishop for black in this position. So maybe I should just take it and then try and clamp down here with b5. And opened up this C file here a bit. All these squares seem to be controlled, so I can play a4. He can play knight to c5 right away, huh? And let's see, I can't do anything about it. What I can do, I can play bishop to bishop d3, and that's a good outpost for the bishop. And then if the knight comes into this square, I can take it off. But he's probably going to trade that bishop. Let's put my queen here. The idea is I'm ganging up on his b pawn here. If he takes my bishop, I can take back and then okay, so he didn't do that. And if I go directly for a kingside attack, he'll probably just take my bishop. So let's put the rook here, so at least I won't waste a move. If I bring my queen all the way over, and then he takes the bishop, and I bring my queen back. It seems kind of silly. Although I suppose could have taken with the pawn in that case. Yeah, I'll have to take with the pawn, I guess, because this pawn on the c file is going to be undefended otherwise. Okay, he's defending his e-pawn. Is he discouraging this idea of a f5 break? f5, pawn takes, bishop takes, rook takes. But I was thinking f5, and then he'd take there immediately with the knight anyway. He's got pressure on this pawn. Okay, let's look at f5 again. f5, pawn takes, bishop takes, rook takes. And I've got 3 pieces on that, and he's got 2 attackers, so I'm okay there. But I haven't accomplished that much. Well, I've gotten his bishop away from this diagonal I get. But okay, so f5, he takes my bishop. I take, and then he takes the pawn. And I can't retake it. So maybe I start by getting rid of that unfortunate knight. And then play there to defend my pawn, which was under attack. And then maybe queen somewhere. Well, now these threats with the light squared bishop are real. He can play, well, let's play this and see what he does anyway. Right, so maybe, I know, he can, I was just thinking I'd put a rook behind the queen and try and attack along the h-file here, but he can move the f-pawn forward and defend laterally. Still, what other plan do I have here, huh? Yes, going into an endgame with a passed pawn over here maybe is not so bad too. So that's a possibility. Now, do I want to take pawn takes, rook takes, pawn takes, rook takes? Bishop here. Well, I sort of think I want to take, it gives him an armada of pawns. This cluster of 3 pawns is pretty good looking. but I want to have some activity here. But this may be a mistake. So he's got a backwards, he has a backwards d-pawn. And maybe I can exploit that in some way. Our bishops are the same color, so it's not a drawish endgame type of position. Okay. Asking that bishop where it wants to go. And where does it want to go? Can I sack it? Maybe not. It's a little unfortunate that it's blocking that rook, but I didn't think it belonged on f1 either. So queen back here. Rook to I'm a little worried. I'm cutting off my queen. Oh yeah, it's a problem already. Pawn. Oh, if he pushes the pawn, I can take with the queen. Anyway, my idea was rook to e3 and bishop to g4. Yeah, so I can't take with the pawn here because rook takes rook. That rook is basically hanging. If I take with the queen, he takes, I take, he takes my rook, I take, he takes. Yeah, I still can't take. Oh, he has this move with the other rook, with the other pawn. Yeah, hitting the queen. Unfortunate.
Time warning.
So pawn takes, queen takes. I mean, queen takes, queen takes. Don't know what I'm doing here. Ah, he's going to trap my queen next. But then I can take this pawn. If he plays rook to h6, I can play queen takes g5. Ah, man. Did not play that part well. So I need to unpin. Oh, actually, I could have taken there, but he took first. So with the queen defending the rook, it actually had enough defense that I had unpinned that pawn already. So here, he's taking back with the rook. I was going to say, don't I get a check in here? But no. Well, there is a check here. And the bishop is guarding that square. I wanted to get to this square. Still, check. I should do something. Something a little more active here. So, where can I go to? Yeah, just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I just lost one pawn there. But his bishop is opened up, so I lost my advantage of his bad bishop. And now he's got a good bishop.
Check.
Ooh, that's a little unfortunate. That's a good spot for his bishop. I'm sort of lucky I'm shielded by this pawn now. Okay, maybe rook f1. Bishop bishop g4 is still an idea. Bishop g4 to e6. Got to activate that bishop. And I do have a passed pawn over here, so it's not over. I'm not sure. What's he doing? I guess I would just be thinking of throwing the pawns forward. But maybe, okay, so I can't play h5 because I can just take it. Can he just double on the f-file? Queen to f7 or f6 and threaten to come here. I guess that's all defended. Okay, so he goes to g3, which does cover the h4 square. Let's push a pawn then. Got to remind him, hey, I have something going on here too. Oops. Okay, well from there though, Yeah, that looks like that was a little unfortunate. Ah, yeah, that forces an exchange. And he's still covering this guy. That's
White forfeits
pretty
on time.
okay. Good play by black there, and I lost while thinking too hard. Okay, I'm going to upload this and do a postmortem as usual. See you guys later. Bye.